Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV gossip. Jeff Lewis Live, Jeff Lewis Extended, all the things. My contact is blurry, and I can't figure it out why. I've moved it around a couple of times. If you know, I am 50, so my eyes are 50, and I can see perfectly far away. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. But I wear one contact in my left side so I can read up close, and it's like blurry today. So I don't know if I need to go and get a different one on. It's going to drive me insane. So if I can't see your stuff or can't read my notes, oh my gosh, it feels like I've had a couple of cocktails. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. We do have to start off with some very sad news, and more came out today about this tragic ending of his own life. Janelle and Cody from Sister Wives, their 25-year-old son. Apparently it happened yet. Well, it might have happened Monday. So the new news that came out on TMZ today is that he had sent an alarming text to a group of maybe people that they worked together, maybe people production. I don't think that was really clear on the TMZ article that I read. And she reached out to him. It sounded like they had a text back and forth, and then he quit texting. He has 3 roommates. They heard a pop Monday. I don't know how big this house is. I don't know if they were worried about him. I don't know anything. You know, we can all, with these kinds of tragic, horrific, sad situations, there's a lot of, hindsight is 2020. I wish this, I wish that, such. He did have 3 roommates. It sounds like they did hear a pop sound. Nobody went and checked on him. On Tuesday, the next day, Janelle, the mom, asked which sibling, because they've got such a huge family and they all consider each other family, no matter which one's the biological mom. He was very close to Christine. At the end of the life, he was not, or the last couple of years, he was not very close with his biological dad, Cody. That was very clear. But it seemed like he was doing okay. He had a new job. He had posted, I think on March 1st, that he had a new cat that he was excited about, a kitten. So, anyways, whenever his brother went to check on him, clearly he had already ended his life. So we don't know any other details to that, but that is some very sad news. It's really hard to talk about. It's really hard to fathom their pain and agony. They have been on TV. These kids have been on TV. I say this all the time about Jeff Lewis, about reality TV, but it's true. We get very invested in these people's lives. They share a lot with us. Sometimes I might say, not our closest friends. My closest friends are very honest with each other. We're very honest with each other. But I don't think everyone has that. I think a lot of people are kind of surface level friends. They don't necessarily trust people to tell them all the things. I feel like on reality TV, oddly enough, you think they'd almost keep things to themselves, but it feels like they share everything. So we know so much that's going on. We know about financial issues. We know about the divorce of Cody and Janelle. Anyway, so it seems like, we know so much about them, but I mean, I want to say he was around 12 when I started watching that show, and now he's 25. So, it definitely breaks our heart. It breaks our heart for Janelle, for Cody, the entire family. And we all, as a community, as chumpettes, we feel invested in all these shows, and we have this common ground that we feel like we know these people. So it's just incredibly, incredibly heartbreaking. So our prayers continue to go out to the Sister Wives family. I haven't watched the show in a couple of years. I kind of got tired of it. Can only take so much of Cody. But still, I still knew the boys and the families, and it's just so incredibly, incredibly tragic. So we continue to pray for them. Yeah. Mary says, just heartbreaking. I've been praying for them all. Thank you. That's very nice. And Cecile on YouTube says you don't come back from this. I okay. We need to respectfully take another turn because I just feel it's so, so sad and I want to say intrusive. I felt like I needed to chat about the update, but it's just like all these details that, I don't know that we need to know. I don't know. We didn't need to know that the roommates heard a pop on Monday and didn't go and check on him. What time was it Tuesday? Did he not go to work? Was he expected at work? I mean, how big is this house? Was he normally not seen? I mean, I don't know. We can second guess it till forever, but just whatever you are, if you're of the praying kind, the positive thinking kind, whatever, please do that for this family and anybody, any and everybody in that situation. So, and we'll chat later with Andy Cohen, a little more lighthearted, but still the stress. Even Jeff and Judge Lauren Lake talked about, the stress and, of parenting. So we'll chat about that in a second. Anyways, okay. We are going to chat Vanderpump Rules, watch what happens live. Oh my goodness. I mean, move over, Brandy Glanville. I don't know. Lala is so freaking hot. There's so many things I don't love about her. So many things she says, so many things she does. Oh my God. She's so stinking hot. Her hair looks so dang cute last night. Rubbing her little belly bump. Oh my God. I was just dying. Her boobs were on display. Her red nails were just fire. I mean, I was just dying. We'll chat about that. Jeff Lewis today was so old school. Jeff was very what's the word? Not retrospective. What do you think when you're thinking about life? When you're introspective? Is Jeff being very introspective lately? Very interesting show today. Definitely him with Nikki Haskell and Josh Flagg. And then on the after show also. Okay. I put up a poll. We had our dryer vents cleaned out today. He's the owner of the company because it's his name and it's him and that's who I text and everything. I think this is the second time we've used him. I'm not sure. In my brain, I had that it cost $85. It was $140. I even looked up because I Zelle him, and last year I Zelled him $140. But anyways, then I started thinking, am I supposed to tip him? So I did a poll and it's 60-40 that I shouldn't have tipped him. So 40% that I shouldn't have tipped him. I didn't tip him. But then I thought, oh my God, where is this tipping thing going? I feel like it's just, I don't know. I feel like if he was a mover, if he was delivering a washer and dryer, my daughter had a battery, her battery, stopped working, whatever you call that, in your car a month or two ago. And we have 2 or 3 different services where we can get someone to come to our house. So we called one of them. They came within 15 minutes. Luckily, I had cash to tip him. So things like that I know to tip. Obviously, hair, salon, restaurants, things like that. But yeah, you go get ice cream nowadays and there's a tip. You order food and pick it up yourself at the counter and it's tip. I mean, it's everything. It's getting a little out of control if you ask me. Okay, I'm going to talk a little out of order. Andy Cohen live this morning. He's talking about Lala. He is so smitten with her. He's like, I love her. I think he feels a connection. He stated this on Watch What Happens Live. Because she has made the decision to be a single mom for this second time. She used an IUI. She used a sperm donor. She says the best thing about having the second kid is that there's no father involved. So clearly her history with her ex, Randall Emmett, affected that for sure. But also, I feel like she doesn't want a relationship. She's made that very clear. She's really not looking for anyone. So almost kind of like what Judge Lauren Lake was saying today was, and Nikki Haskell, I'm just looking to have fun. I'm not necessarily looking for a relationship. If it happens, it happens, Yes. Okay. Kate says on TikTok, owners make the profit, so they don't need the tips, but the tipping culture is out of control. I kind of agree, Kate. Kind of agree. Anyways, but I obviously Andy Cohen has 2 children. He's a single father, and I think he would like to have a partner. He has said that, but I think he really respects Lala, for making the choice to be a single mom herself with the second kid. Then he talks about how surly that John's been all week. I haven't necessarily noticed that, but I have talked more than once about the interesting relationship between John Hill and Andy Cohen, who are exes. I think they dated for 10 or 12 years. I'm not real sure, but they dated for longer than you would think. So there's that to it. But anyways, clearly Andy talks about his kids a lot. So today he's telling a story and he put it up on his Instagram also. He's found I mean, it sounds crazy when you say it because even John was like, who doesn't have kids. I don't even think wants kids. I don't even think he likes children, admittedly. And he was like, why is this new news? Like, this is how you should be as a parent. And Ben is now 5 years old, and you've just now discovered the idea of positive reinforcement. So this made me think back to my teacher days when I was a teacher for 5 years, and it sounds like common sense, but part of our training, go to so much training as a teacher, but part of it years ago, I remember, was something I didn't necessarily incorporate as a mom, I don't think. I think I always did positive reinforcement. I read his little list of things. Now my kids are 14, 16, 18, 19, and 22. So they don't necessarily, you got to adjust the language at those points. But there's a lot to be said of like, we're very proud of you. That's a good question you asked. If you have adversity in life, keep moving forward, positive reinforcement things. But the thing about teaching they taught us was instead of yelling, don't run, stop running in the hallways, you say it positively and you say, walk nicely, stand in a line. Instead of yelling at them for getting out of a line, compliment them when they are in a line. So for me, I loved teaching the little. So for 3 years, I did kindergarten, 2 years, and then I did 2 years of kindergarten, and then 1 year of pre-K, and then 2 years of PE, which was kinder to fifth grade. So all different ages. But when I taught the littles, I loved, because you're really at that age, my job is to teach them academics. I'm a chump, so I couldn't teach them too much. That's why I stuck to kinder and pre-K, but is teaching them to love school. Because to me, yes, Victoria, I love that. On Instagram, she says, I like how slowly you're walking today. Exactly. Compliment the ones that are doing a good job. And oh my goodness, will you see little Johnny in the back just straighten up and get in that line? It is the cutest thing. I used to laugh when people would see my friends that were taught junior high, high school. They're like, oh my God, I don't know how you teach the babies. That would drive me insane. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how you teach the high schoolers, the junior highs, the hormones, the boyfriends, the girlfriends, the breakups, the jobs, oh my gosh, like give me the babies any day, all the time. But we definitely were trained to speak positively, and that really does work. It's really funny to see you tell them to do things one way instead of don't run in the hallways. You literally write on your list of rules to walk nicely in the hallways. And then that's like a positive way of saying it. Anyways, John Hill was giving Andy Cohen some shit though, being like, dude, your son's almost 5 and you're just now realizing, but that producer, Jordan, I think she has 2 kids, right? Thank you for the follow, Gretchen. Oh, I did not. Wait. Okay, Boopsy says on TikTok, did you catch the conversation about his appearance on Kelly Clarkson? It sounds like something happened. I did not, but I get distracted because my 18-year-old comes home around 11:30 my time. So then we always have conversations and stop, and I'm usually eating something. She's eating something, what have you. Had to make a phone call. So I get distracted for a lot of reasons and I have to pause. So if I don't listen to all of Radio Andy or Andy Cohen Live before Jeff Lewis starts, then I have to go back later and think, okay, where was I at? So I have to listen to it. But now you're making me want to do that for sure and listen to what he said about Kelly Clarkson, because he was on last week with Candace and who else? I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if this aired. I know today or yesterday airs like the 5 or 6 different housewives that are on that are supposed to teach Not Kelly Clark. Did you mean Kelly Clarkson, or did you mean, Drew Barrymore? Was he on Kelly Clarkson recently? I thought you meant Drew Barrymore. I was reading Kelly Clarkson, but I thought you meant Drew Barrymore. ALW, this is so good. Micromanaging children never works. I mean, sometimes I think you got to micromanage. I don't know, right? What is the best way? I mean, if anyone knows the perfect way to parent, let me know. I am all freaking ears all the time, especially with having 5 kids. I feel like I have to parent each one differently. Even the 4 daughters, they're such different personalities. I feel like 2 are similar and the other 2 are a little bit similar, but in general, they're very different for sure. Very different. Anyways, but we'll just see how that plays out. He says, give me 2 weeks, Andy Cohen, to his producer. And he says, let me know if I'm going to let you know if I see a difference in Ben. It was really cute. I love the Ben stories. I'm here for it all the time. Yes, it was Candace and Cynthia Bailey. Isn't that the 3 of them that's on? I feel like it was. Oh, Tiffany Chomp says, take their phone away and all of a sudden they remember everything. And that's definitely the way to hurt a teenager, right? Or change the Wi-Fi. Cheyenne on TikTok says, what's your opinion on Jeff Lewis and Heather McDonald feud? I feel a sense lately, although I have been told that Heather, I haven't listened, but I have been told that Heather has still had some feelings maybe on her Patreon episodes lately. But anyways, I feel like Jeff has mentioned a couple of times now regret. He's literally used the word regret. What other word? I've talked about it when it's current, but he hasn't talked about it lately. But anyways, he's definitely used the word that he regrets getting involved in that fight. He didn't have a dog in the fight. And he has gone back and forth on the earring of it all. But he basically says he shouldn't have gotten in the middle of it. I could see them reuniting again. I don't know. Jeff loves a rebuilt bridge and he loves burning bridges. I need to check. We'll talk about it after Vanderpump Rules, but he was saying on today's show that yesterday at the airport, he was going through his phone and like deleting contacts. Like, I don't talk to this person, whatever. And I was like, ooh, did I make the cut? Like, is my number still in his phone? I'm sure it is. Right. I don't know. Wait, Mary, who do you think he was complaining about today? I don't know what you mean. Let's chat Vanderpump Rules real quick and watch what happens, love. Then we'll get into that for sure. Okay. Vanderpump Rules last night, episode 6, saw it on the gram. I mean, I've only done a very quick trip to South Lake Tahoe. We were friends I'm reading Dolly Girl's text. I literally wondered if he deleted you too. Come on now. Come on. Can you imagine if he sends back like, I'm sorry, what's your number in my phone? I'd be like, oh, fuck, Jeff. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've only been to South Lake Tahoe once. We were in Reno. Where were we at? Reno for a volleyball tournament. And we had some time, and my daughter and I and some other friends drove over to South Lake Tahoe for dinner. It's beautiful. We went to this restaurant. It started snowing. It was so beautiful. This Vanderpump Rules cash trip makes me want to go to South Lake Tahoe. So I don't even know if they were in South Lake Tahoe. What did y'all think when there was that weird Shannon, the meditation girl, the, yoga, whatever she was supposed to be, when Brock comes in late, pissed us off, Sheena. She was so pissed off. By the way, tell me in comments, do you feel like Sheena was mad 100% at Tom Sandoval, or she was 100% mad at Brock, or a little bit of both? I feel it was a little bit of both, and we will talk soon about the Vanderpump Rules after show, where she says there was a lot going on, right? There was a lot going on. But somehow Brock says something about going to play golf at South Lake Tahoe. And I thought the instructor, Shannon, said something like, oh, that's far away, right? So where were they? Where was this cash trip exactly? Anyways, had anyone ever heard this story before? So I don't listen to shenanigans, but she, on the show last night, said during the pandemic, I had no money coming in. My podcast had been canceled. She doesn't say anything about Brock and his money. we know he was a personal trainer, and he tried to do, like, virtual personal training. I don't know how that went, apparently not well. Um, but she says, "All of a sudden, I got this surprise PayPal, thousands of dollars." And it didn't sound like a loan, right? It sounded like he just did it, from Tom Sandoval. Now, y'all know I'm gonna sound like an apologist, and I'm not, but I've just never been the one from the get-go that's like, "Oh, he's a horrible human." No, a lot of the freaking Vanderpump Rules people are horrible humans. They've all effed each other. They've all cheated. Not all, but, a lot of them have cheated. A lot of them have lied. A lot of them have made horrible decisions and put themselves on display. Um, yeah. I don't feel like Ariana and Katie that he did this to kind of lure her. He did this during the pandemic, long before he and Rachel Raquel got together, long before. And it sounds like he wasn't making this like public. What's he going to do? Like an Instagram? Hey, I just dumped some money into Sheena's PayPal because she's poor and can't pay her bills. No, I don't even think he ever said anything about it. I really believe, I know, he sweated and danced right in front of me at the Houston concert. But I think maybe he mesmerized, he like, put some voodoo work on me. But I don't think he does it I think there's a twinkle inside of all of us that when we do something kind, whether it's financially or otherwise, it makes us feel good about ourselves, right? Let's not even lie. Some people do it for 100% that reason. Some people do it for a tiny bit of reason. Some people just do it for no acknowledgement at all. Some people do anonymous donations. Some people want their name front and center. Some people, so there's varying reasons of why people do kind things or donate or help or give people money. I just don't feel like he did it for any accolades publicly at all. And the fact that I don't even think he wanted the money back. He just acts like money was coming at me left and right. This is before Scandal, right? This is the pandemic. I mean, this is before he was doing music, I think. Clearly, he wasn't none of those people were making a ton of money during the pandemic. So the fact that he dumped some money into her PayPal to help her out, I just feel like am I delusional? Am I delusional? Don't tell me I'm delusional. Oh my gosh, I love it. Lindsay says, I'm watching the yoga scene and Hippie is a good dog. I haven't seen Hippie been a bad dog, right? She's been on the boat. She was on the private jet. I've seen her walking around with Independence in the place, the house that they rented. I haven't seen her be a bad dog. So I don't know what they were talking about. Okay. Unpopular opinion, but I'm not going to be kind of what we talked about yesterday. Who would you be shocked to see break up? After last night, I will not, after a couple of shows this season, season 11, I'm not going to be shocked if Sheena and Brock break up. Yeah. And I think it's going to be more about his career, or I don't know. I think it's going to be more about like she's a boss bitch and gets shit done and he's just kind of not whatever. I see the tension on Vanderpump. Yes, teaching's my I love that. Teaching's my game. Me either, someone says. Yeah. Cecile says, I agree about Sheena and Brock. And I hate to say that out loud, but it's just what I'm seeing, right? Especially last night whenever he came in late to the yoga and didn't sit with her. She's like, hello, why are you being a threesome with them? And I'm stuck over here with Sandoval. Oh, and dude, you're late. It's the one thing I asked you to do was to be at the yoga on time and you're late. Seated meditation, whatever they called it. Anyways, I just feel like there's some tension brewing there. And, we can see on the after show that's on Peacock that Sheena and Lala are still good friends. Now we know that Lala tells all the guys, everyone to leave a man. So I don't know. I feel like she would be definitely if he's not pulling his weight, in his career, It's not about how much money you make, but get your shit out there and make some money, hustle, make some money. Um, so I feel like Lala could be giving her that advice for sure. Jackie says, "What do you think about Lala's pregnancy?" I'm very happy for her. I thought for a while there was some tension between her and her mom, that her mom was basically like, "Look, I'm going to be a grandma, not your full-time babysitter." And there was some tension there. I think with 2 kids, there might be more of that. I don't know. But her mom was in the audience of Watch What Happens Live last night. So that's a good sign. But no, I'm always happy if somebody has a pregnancy and they choose to, and they're able to get pregnant. Sounds like she got pregnant on the first IUI try, so that's a good thing too. What did you think of Brock and Tom? I was kind of the whole fight about like my team and your team and this, all the PR of it all. I was like, it's so Brock came into the game later because he just started dating Sheena a couple of years ago. So we didn't know him before. I'm only 50. So Tom's what, 41, 42-ish? The Toms, they're in their young 40s. They're not much younger than me, but I totally feel like I've watched them grow up on reality TV, right? So to now hear that they have a team and PR and an assistant, and we know what a boss Sheena is. She's got people all around her doing great things for her. Amazing. We learned that on Jeff Lewis Live a few weeks ago. My respect for her went through the roof. I had no idea she had Mark doing all of the stuff, right? Anyways, but just to hear them arguing, and I really don't believe Tom. Do I think PR? Do I think public relations and crisis management, all those things are there to kind of take the scent off of their client? Yes. Do I think Tom would have approved of an out and out lie that Brock and Raquel almost got together or slept in bed together or whatever that weird thing was that we heard? Whatever it was, Sheena and Brock have definitely said it put them in a very bad spot in their marriage. I think there was other things going on. Sheena has been very honest about her postpartum OCD. Kids are great, but they do add stress, right? A pandemic, Scandival, all the things that added a lot of stress to her in them. So I definitely think that icky rumor about your man would make anyone. I think even Ariana was like, yeah, all of us would be like, let me side eye my man a little bit more and like think, how have they acted to each other? Have I ever seen Raquel flirting with him? What if Brock did this? But I loved what, I think it was on the after show, I can't remember. Basically, Ariana says something like, look, if you can take my man from me, then you can have him. And I sort of love that because I do feel like nobody can take a person from you. Like if that relationship, if that marriage was so on the rocks, or somebody's love or, lust, whatever, really blew you away and made you stray or do something, like Dr. Phil always says, the definition of cheating is if you wouldn't do it in front of your spouse or your partner right next to you, right? So it's not about cheating. It's about flirting. It's about a nasty DM, a D picture, hey, send me some nice pictures. You're beautiful, all the flirting. Would you do that if your partner were right next to you? And then it's cheating. So I think it is for sure. Anyways, I don't think something about her is ever going to open. I don't care how many times they ask Ariana this interview last night what her favorite sandwich is, and she says the Greek salad sandwich or whatever. I don't think it's ever going to open. I think the enthusiasm is going down. I think the money's got to die out at some point. Is Penny, the chef that they showed last night interviewing, which was kind of putting the cart before the horse? They're literally interviewing front of house people, like, a seater, a busser, host, whatever you call them. It's nowhere. I think they thought it was going to be open the end of January. It's now almost, well, it's March 6th, not mid-March, but whatever. Um, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna open. I don't know what I want all the success. I think a cute sandwich shop. I think the location, the design, the inside is amazing. How long can this Penny is Penny still attached to that, or does anyone know? I literally trying to read comments. I think so too. Absolutely. Tiffany Chump says Ariana's too busy to even be involved at this point. I mean, we don't even know an end date, do we? Didn't she just get extended even more for Chicago, the musical that they're doing in New York? Oh, Cheyenne on TikTok says, "Have you talked about the Leah McSweeney lawsuit?" Yes. I pretty much try to talk about everything as it happens that day, but I don't think anything new has happened with the lawsuit. So we haven't talked about it lately, but yes, for sure. Check out all my passive. The TikTok replays don't go up, but they are all on YouTube, all the ones. Victoria Winter on Instagram says it'll be a money pit. They'll sink hundreds of thousands into that business for very little return. I wonder, it's a very small place, right? Very small. So you're not going to have like 50 people eating in there at once. Is the profit margin for a sandwich, say the sandwich is $15.95. I have no idea. I'm just throwing that out there. In a steak is $60. And a side of asparagus is $12 or $17, whatever is inflation nowadays. Is the profit margin on a nice steakhouse more than like a sandwich shop? I'm curious. It's a very good location in West Hollywood. It's got to be very expensive, but they've been doing this now for like 2 years. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Sheena basically gives Tom Sandoval some credit, said those are the first genuine tears I've seen from him. I think they're going to be fine. I think the stress, and I see it on the after show on Peacock, I've been saying this for weeks, the fact that Katie and Ariana are recording together on a couch, and then a whole separate area is Tom and Tom, which makes sense to me. And then a whole separate recording is James Kennedy, Lala, and Shitfire, whoever else. What did I just say? Lala and Shitfire. Anyways, you know who I mean. Sheena. I think it's Sheena and Ariana whose friendship is gonna change. Yeah. Wait, what? ALW says they need to shut it down, meaning something about her, unless they plan on being married. Married, lunch, meat, and bread. I don't know what that means. Lunch, meat, and bread. Oh, a meat cost is always higher. So is that steak, or are you talking about the meat of sandwiches? I mean, it is West Hollywood. You know, they're going to have vegan options too, and meatless whatevers. Thank you, Kathy. Oh my gosh. I'll Venmo you later some money. Hi, Sarah. You look beautiful today. I am going to a fancy dinner tonight with some girlfriends, so I do have to get a little fancy and dress up tonight. They dress amazing, and I have to be a little stylish. Okay, Krista says all meat is higher. I guess there's meat at most every restaurant, except a vegetable or, vegan or whatever restaurant. Anyways, let me know what you think about Ariana and Sheena. Are they going to survive? Do you follow them on Instagram? Are you seeing them post together? Like, are they doing more stuff? You know what I mean? Oh, Victoria says, what are you planning for your birthday? I have some other friends, they already booked it like a couple weeks ago, a really fun brand new restaurant here in Houston. We're going to brunch. And then our family is doing an early dinner when all 7 of us will be home soon. So anyways, I'm not a big birthday person at all. I could care less about, and it's 51. Like, who cares? I'm sure I'll do lunches with some various friends that invite me, but anyways, not my thing, my birthday. I mean, I'm here, beats the alternative. I'm thrilled to be above ground versus below ground, as they say. But yes, it's not my jam to celebrate my birthday. Just not my thing. Anyways, the Dancing with the Stars comment, that was so weird. So Sheena basically is like, when Ariana told me that she got Dancing with the Stars, she knew that was my dream, yet I was still so happy for her, and I told her I'd be there any Monday night that she wanted me to be there. Yes, Denise says it was bizarre. Ew. Thank you, Shaylin on TikTok. I'll Venmo you too. Dang, you look good for 50. Thank you. I need to put a filter on. Okay, see, and I love that for you, Mary. I love, like, my sister-in-law loves birthdays, so I love her birthday for her because she loves it. So Mary says, I love birthdays, mine and everyone else's. So I love that for you. Um, ooh. Louise says Sheena's in a bad spot. Ariana's making ultimatums, and Tom was a great friend. She knew him before she knew Ariana. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Krista. What else? Watch What Happens Live. Oh God, y'all, there's been so much to talk about. Okay, we're gonna get over to Jeff Lewis real quick. Watch What Happens Live. Ashley Tisdale has freaking 16.1 million Instagram followers. I have no idea why I felt like, thank you for following me, Millfish. Why I felt like her fans are like 12 years old from High School Musical, but so Lala has 2.3 million and Ashley Tisdale has 16. I had no idea. Basically, though, either a caller or Andy asked Lala about the Jax and Brittany breakup, and she basically, I think I made a clip of this, or maybe reshared it. I can't remember. It's a really good Watch What Happens Live to watch, though. But she says Brittany and I are really good friends, so I clearly knew. Shout out, Dr. Donna. She says Brittany and I are really good friends, so I clearly knew that they were having issues before all of this. But she basically says anyone that takes the sparkle out of my friends. So basically, Jax had taken the sparkle out of Brittany. So she's very much like, leave them, let them go, let them go. Oh, Shaylin, you're so nice over on TikTok. Oh my gosh. Okay, Vanderpump Rules, the after show is 26 minutes. So worth watching. Sheena says she felt stupid after FaceTiming with Ariana and Katie. Kind of not complain, but the whole male sympathizer thing is what they were saying. Like basically, Katie is like, hey, when I was going through the divorce with Schwartz, all of a sudden, Sheena was bestie friends with Schwartz and needed to be there for him. And now all of a sudden, whenever this is going on, yes, you did have a friendship separate with Tom Sandoval, but clearly what he did to Ariana. And Ariana is basically saying, look, I'm not effing with people that F with people that I don't F with anymore, right? As Dr. Donna would say, it's happening for you, not to you. I think if Ariana is going to make Sheena pick a side, then that fringe, I don't know. I see both sides for sure, but I do feel like she and Katie are putting Sheena in a very awkward situation, especially when all the we're going to have to go later today. There's no way we can finish. There's just too much going on. When Lisa Vanderpump brought up to Sheena and Lala that, she was really worried that Tom could do something to himself. That to me changed everything in how Sheena and Lala were treating him. You know what I mean? Crafty Dodger says Katie and Ariana are mean girl man haters. I mean, I do feel like they definitely are in a season of hating men right now for sure. For sure. Anyways, okay. What did you think? First of all, you can't say homeless anymore. You have to say unhoused. I mean, trust me, I'm 50. I can't keep up with all the current things to say. And, we might slip up and say something on accident at some time. But Tom Sandoval on this after show is sitting with Tom and Schwartz. And he basically says, I recommend to my friends that on their birthday, they all give a homeless man $100. And he goes, and the way you want to do this, I'm going to tell you the best way to do this. He was so serious. If you don't own Peacock, Call your friend, call your neighbor, call your sister-in-law you don't even like, ask for their login or pay the $5.99 a month. It is worth it just to watch this Tom Sandoval say so seriously. You just run up to him and you say, "Hey, uh, hold this for me." And you give him a $100 bill and he goes, "And then you sprint down the street." I I was literally, I mean, yeah, I was dying. I was like, I thought he was in my brain, it was like, "Oh, okay, he's gonna tell me a way," because there is always that element where you want to be respectful to an unhoused person or someone in need, where you're not just donating money for funds or for items or what, through a nonprofit, where you're handing someone directly food or items or clothes, what have you, Christmas presents, things like that. You want to do it discreetly and respectfully, right? So I thought, oh, he's going to drop the money and just tell him, oh, never mind. Thank you for being honest and trying to return it to me. That's where my brain went in like the 3 seconds. Christina says it sounds like a Candid Camera reboot. I mean, Tom probably has an idea for this, right? Like he's like, oh, let's make a TV show about this. I don't know. I was dying. I can't hear hold this. I, I I don't know. I think there's better ideas. Anyways, um, they do talk about the loves, their first loves, because this came up whenever Brock was kind of drunk on the trip. That his first love was the next door neighbor's like pig farmer's daughter, what have you. Someone named whatever name was Megan or whatever. No, Megan is Tom Sandoval's girl. Tom Sandoval says, "Look, my first love was this girl named Megan. That the summer before 8th grade, I went to this space camp. I think there's a space camp in Alabama. Like, I'm Houston and we have NASA, but I don't think we have a space camp here. Maybe he came to Houston. He's so much younger. He's 9 years younger. I was never at a space camp. I would have never run into him. But now I'm thinking, did he come to Houston for a space camp when he was in 8th grade? Anyways, he met a girl named Megan and, had this huge crush on her. And he says that girl, Raquel, reminds him of this girl, of his first love. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. ILL on TikTok says, I'm not a big fan of Layla? Lala. She has lots of options and never shuts up. She's not as great as she is. She was getting a lot of hate on one of the Instagram reels. I was reading something yesterday. Maybe the Watch What Happens Live one. I don't remember. Crazy. Oh, you think he said it was in Alabama, Louise says. Okay. Where his thing was. Okay, let's get into Jeff Lewis live. It was Nikki Haskell and Josh Flagg. I love when they're on. I don't know. I mean, clearly I'm a different age than her. I'm married, 5 kids. I have a very different life. She's got Oogles and Googles and gobs of money. She's in hair and makeup, dressed to a T, driving fancy cars, knows every rich celebrity in the world. We have zero in common, but I love how forward thinking. I mean, she's, I think 80, 82. She has been her own woman since her 20s. Like, I love it. Yes, Ileana says, I like her. I would venture to say I love Nikki Haskell. I love that she's on TikTok. I'm sure she's paying someone to do all that stuff for her, but I don't care. She's sitting down on a camera. She got famous, she's been famous. She's had her own TV show, y'all, the Nikki Haskell show. Anyways, she's a night owl. She hangs out with Candy Spelling, Kathy Hilton, Josh Flagg. I mean, all the rich, lots of money people. I mean, I'm so here. I can't even imagine I mean, Josh read some of the text messages that he got from Candy Spelling last night, right? Like, you want to go to Paris, California? I was like, where's Paris? I love that they knew where Paris, Texas was, but Josh didn't know there was a Paris, California, just like me. I was like, okay. Yes, I love that. Will says she's pretty inspiring. I feel like she just knows herself and is so confident. I mean, God, give me 5% of your confidence. Trust me, I could use it. I can't believe she's 82, Jet says, or Barbara Streisand. Rita Moreno is 92 and she's in a new movie. It was on the Today Show today. Wow. Oh, she was on the I try to watch the Today Show in the morning. I didn't stretch this morning. Today I have to wake up and shower really fast and get ready to do my my minty. So Wednesdays are a little bit off schedule for me. Oh my God, Ileana, are you kidding me? I'd love to hang out with her. Me too. Can you imagine hanging out with Nikki Haskell? I would use the wrong fork. I would, order wrong. I mean, I would do all the things. There's nothing about that would make me so nervous to be at a fancy dinner with her. I mean, can't even imagine. Did you hear, Jeff, that he's still getting these testosterone shots? He hasn't talked about that in a while. I kind of guess I thought he quit. I wonder if his levels, remember he said this one doctor was giving him too much and he was like off the charts. And then he got that fixed and he went to a new doctor. I don't know, but he did kind of sneak that in. Something else, y'all tell me in comments if you heard it. Definitely, Shane is definitely giving him 2 shots a week and something else, right? Oh my God, Dolly Girl says, if you're with Jeff on a date, apparently you can lick your fingers and it's not a deal breaker. I don't know that Jeff has any deal breakers anymore. Yeah, Victoria Winter says, I love that Nikki never runs out of things to talk about. There's no dead air. I mean, Jeff practically had to wait for her to take a breath at the very end of the show so he could quickly close out the show because she was still telling another story, right? I loved it. They told Caesar. Yes, Sherry Lapine, I love that. On 90 Day Fiance, Caesar was taking, he's the nail tech that's always looking for love from any woman in another country, it seems like. And Caesar was taking testosterone. They told him it stopped his sperm production. I don't think he had any, right? They said like 40% people, it stops their sperm production, which doesn't matter for Jeff. I mean, he's not trying to get a woman pregnant, so doesn't matter. Oh, Krista says Jeff has too many mood issues to be taking testosterone shots. Well, does the testosterone shots cause the mood? I mean, I don't know. He seemed super chill today. Okay. I would venture to say Jeff has seemed super chill for weeks. I mean, after he quit, ramming ramming shit up my ass publicly, I think he's been very chill. I don't know. I just feel like he has been. I don't know why. Jet says, why is he taking testosterone? I don't know. Don't people take testosterone because it gives them energy? I think it increases their sex drive. I don't know. Yeah, the chopstick story. Oh my God. Wait, Debbie says the testosterone shots can be dangerous later in life, and he's already 54. Oh my God, you've already got him half dead. Already 54. What is testosterone shots? What are because don't women take those too? I have a couple of friends that get these pellets in their hip, and they're very painful. But depends on what they need. Some of my friends, they get this test done, and it tells them what they need in this pellet. And some people need testosterone and some people don't. So I don't know. But men, I thought, did it for their sex drive. I don't know. Does Jeff need help with this? I don't feel like he does. I feel like Jeff is always ready to bang. I don't know. He thinks it keeps him young. Okay, Crafty Dodger says housewives have a patch on their butt. Wonder what a patch does. Does it release hormones? Is this how Erica Jane lost, 40 pounds? By the way, I'm going to miss the freaking documentary tonight. And I stayed up so late last night. I've got to make up some sleep. But I'm going out to dinner. Maybe I'll be back. No, I won't be. We won't be back. We always have long dinners. So much fun. But I will have to watch the documentary later. And then obviously Beverly Hills episode 2 tonight is on. Anyways, Nikki Haskell seems to go out to dinner to a fancy restaurant every single night. Do not know what she's spending on that. I think she made money early on, not from a husband. I think she was a stockbroker. Is that what she said? And then she sold something that gave her millions, I think. I don't know if it was a house or what. Mary says, I took the pellets, but it helped me tremendously. If it's not embarrassing, or even if it is, tell us how it helped you. My friends have said energy and sex, like it makes them want to have sex more, and stabilize their hormone. Yes. Okay. So you were very low on all levels. Yeah. HRT, hormone replacement therapy, is good for peri or perimenopausal women. Life changing. Wait, Rebecca says the pellets are no good. Oh my God, it's so confusing, right? This is why we never know what to do. Yeah, can you imagine? I'm always curious what Jeff spends in a month. I assume it's a lot of it is written off for expenses because he's, the breakfast, he's going out and he's pre-interviews, as he calls it. But even the dinners, I'm curious what he spends, but all of that is he's kind of like building the relationship. So I think it's all really good for sure. Anyways, okay, so we kind of chatted about this a little bit earlier. Now I need to know if Jeff kept me in his phone or not. Okay, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Anyways, but he says, I think he deleted Bobby Boyd, right? He's so hot. Bobby Boyd is so good. I've seen him twice now in person. He was one of the paid influencers because it said ad on his little thing. But at the season 1 Hollywood House Lift Party, June of 2022, he was there and it was outside. I mean, to say he looks like a perfect Ken doll. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. It is perfect. His skin is amazing, everything. He's so cute. Then the next January 2023, when I flew out and we went to the Fortune Feimster show, we went to the Quiet Woman and he was there with a couple of girlfriends and we saw him again. He is so cute. What's glossy mean? Victoria says Bobby is a bit glossy. His lipstick? Is that what you mean? I love his TikToks. Whoever makes his TikToks is worth every penny because they make me watch them. He's like shaking a glass. I don't even give a rat's ass about a cocktail. I don't care about the recipes he's making. His Christmas decorations, when they do the TikToks, he's on there as like Bobby Boyd, I'm sure. But it's like they'll show his amazing house, the house that he used to share with Josh, and then bam, all the Christmas decoration is up. Oh my God, I just die every single time. And he goes live and I end up watching him. I mean, there's just something. I mean, he's so cute. Debbie says, why did he delete Bobby Boyd? He didn't say. I just think he said I never talked to him. But also, Jeff is very clearly friends. Yes. User on TikTok says Bobby and Josh are not friends. No, they're not friendly. And we'll talk about a story that Josh shared in just a second on the show. They definitely did not end their marriage on a good note at all. About Christmas decorations, right? For sure. Anyways, but Josh and Jeff are friends. So I think Jeff's like, I'm not friends with Bobby Boyd and I never talked to him. So I'm just going to delete him from the whatever. Anyways. Then they talk about how to get over a breakup. Friends are like bus stops. I don't know. I think Nikki's life is very fascinating. The fact that some guy is using chopsticks. Shout out, Andrew. How are you? Gonna hit the wave button. The using chopsticks on a date for salmon and she just ignores him. I don't even feel like they were on a date. I feel like they were in there as a group and she just felt like he was doing it for attention, which I kind of got to agree with. If you are literally bringing chopsticks to a restaurant like your own and you're eating it with salmon, like I don't even know. So weird. Trying to scroll up my things there. Yes. Oh, for hair growth. Deborah, maybe Andrew will tell us. Andrew, why does Jeff use testosterone? Oh, my comments stopped going up. I learned from Doug Butte on how to get the comments to go up before, but now I don't remember how to do it. My comments on Instagram stuff. If you touch the screen, it messes up. Okay, Deborah says, now they're going up again. I believe Jeff takes testosterone for his hair growth. I thought he was doing something else for hair, like not plugs. He's never done anything that crazy. Maybe he doesn't do anything. I don't know. Does testosterone grow hair also? Anyways, so Jeff and Josh are the worry warts, and Nikki is not. So that was very relatable. Again, we were talking about Andy Cohen and parenting, and he's trying positive reinforcement with Ben now. But Jeff is, I mean, his daughter's only 7. He's gonna see the bigger the kid, the bigger the problems. You're always worried about your kids. So if he's worried now, Josh doesn't even have kids. If they both are worried about, they said they can basically all day, like thinking about what if. I totally relate to that, especially as a mom. You're always, especially with the horrific news of the sister wives of Garrison, sweet rest in peace. But situations like that, it definitely hits you at a different way. And the worry of a parent is endless for sure. So I definitely liked on the after show when he and Judge Lauren Lake were talking about that and just trying to be more positive and at peace in choosing your projects, choosing where and when and how much time you spend, like what's important in life. And I feel like the people that Jeff is keeping around himself is helping him do that. And he very much lately, and this is why I said the last few weeks, I feel like he's very calm. Just, I don't know. I hope it's not the calm before the storm. I feel like he's very calm with like who he's hanging out with, who he's spending his time with, whatever projects he's spending, whatever projects he's doing or not, right? Anyways. And then Nikki says, you need to be your own best friend. Oh my God. I love that advice. Clearly, I have been through the ringer the last month or two. So I totally listened to some of her advice about the friendship thing and just being disappointed in humans and all of the things, you know what I mean? But I definitely think there's a lot to be said for being your own best friend and trusting in who you are for sure. But, we all need a reminder, and we can all let negativity or negative people get in our brains more than the positive people. So anyway, so thank you for all the chumpettes being so positive, and I really appreciate it. I can't even tell you. A couple of people have come out of the woodworks, people I've never talked to before, and DM'd with me. And anyway, said some really nice things. So I just want to thank y'all. Anyways, yes, Sunny. I get so worried about the what ifs. I think the what ifs in life can always terrify us, especially with that, whatever. Thank you, Debbie. You came out the other side beautifully. Look, thank you. I don't know about beautifully, but thank you. I really appreciate it. Please don't say that, Michelle. I don't even want to put this in the universe. He was just talking about Megan. I feel like Megan has checked out. I don't follow her on Instagram, so I'm not seeing what's going on with her. Who follows her to see if she's busy? I'm going to hope she's traveling the world again on the yacht. I'm going to hope that she's, super busy with her daughter, who's a senior, Drew. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you. The Jeff Lewis. Oh shit, it's already almost 3:00. Okay, let's wrap this up real quick. Zach Noe Towers, Judge Lauren Lake on the after show. So good. They talk about it's a positive thing to embrace change. I thought that was so good. That change is not a negative thing. I guess when you hear of these famous people, and Zach was talking about this, people going, oh, you changed. You changed. Like that's a negative thing. I love that they brought it into a positive thing. Like, wait a minute. If 20 years have gone by and I haven't changed, I don't think they mean change like you're snotty or you think you're better, but I think it brought it into me a positive light of like people do change, and that is a good thing, whether you're making good changes, you're adjusting, you're pivoting, you know what I mean? Oh, Victoria says you have war wounds, so you have a thicker skin. I mean, whew, you have no idea the wounds in this heart. Anyways, whew, it was rough, still rough. Anyways, Tiffany, I could see Megan needing a break from Jeff. Let him see her value. I don't know. I don't feel like anything's going on. I hope not. Um, I hope not. Anyway. Oh, I don't want to talk an active shooter. Turned out to be a robbery suspect, not a shooter. Oh, that's still scary. Still terrifying. Anyways, I just feel like the word metamorphosis, maybe it literally came out on the show today, but it really I literally was thinking of Jeff. Thank you, Lily, for sending roses on TikTok. I could literally think of Jeff as a butterfly today. I don't know if that's because, I don't know. I guess he was talking about like reinventing himself and stuff. I thought it was a really good after show. I feel like people now, especially since it's on channel 102, I feel like more and more people are listening to the Jeff Lewis extended show. Boo boo butt. Luna's gonna come say hi. Oh, she's gonna stretch first. Come here, Lulus. I feel like people are listening to the Jeff Lewis extended show even more, and Jeff was on it quite a bit today. He kind of stayed on it a long time. Anyways, oh, I did write down about Jeff noticing with all of his design clients, I guess because they're rich, they own houses, and you think, oh, they've got children, they've got money, they can afford me. But he's like, they're so miserable, but yet they don't even want to like end the marriage. Like they don't even want to do the work to end the marriage. And it made me think, you know what? That probably does affect Jeff, like of just not staying in something if it's not working for him, if he's not happy for it, right? Which is good. Nobody should stay in something if they don't want to, but I think we all understand when somebody's married with kids and houses and businesses and all the whatevers, how it gets a little convoluted for sure. Anyways. Oh, I love that, Debbie. Well, not love it, but the extended show is sometimes better than the Jeff Lewis live. I've said this since the beginning. Jeff and Shane are way more open and relaxed on the extended show. I just feel like they just see it as like less viewers, less listeners, and they just kind of they just kind of let it all hang out. You know what I mean? Anyways, well, we went a little bit longer than normal today, but thank you so much. Oh, TikTok was making me do something weird. That's weird. TikTok. Anyways, thank you so much for joining. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, the like, make a comment. If you are lucky enough to have a reality TV and a Jeff Lewis fan in your lives, please tell them about the Sarah from Texas accounts, the podcast, especially the Facebook group. That is really the easiest place to like get to know each other better. If you are in the Houston area or can get to the Houston area, I have one person that has a ticket, a VIP ticket left at their table for the March 13th Shannon Bedore and Vicki Gumbelson and Doug Buden event. We're all going to go to dinner together. We're going to walk over to the show together. So if you're in Houston or you can get to Houston on March 13th, join the Sarah from Texas Facebook group and look under events for that information. So anyways, thank you so much for joining live. If you're listening on the replay, shout out, hello. Please make a comment. We still love to hear what you think. And thank you so much for listening. Bye, Chumpets.